So, I hope you're doing well. I took a little mini vacation, went down to Florida for a few days and relaxed. Went to Universal, hung out, got some chocolate, had some good food, got a massage at the Ritz. Didn't stay at the Ritz, got a massage at the Ritz, and had the private pool for a while. And it really was a stress releaser, released a little bit of stress going on. Today, had a meeting at 8, had a meeting at 9, started teaching a class at 10. Had a window open, not close. And I had a couple of checks, and I'm like, I'll go to the bank. It's windy. Man, I got outside. It's windy. And drive up to the bank. And it got real close. Probably shouldn't have got that close. I could only open the little drawer a little bit. Put these checks in there, and they wouldn't go under the little metal thing. So I was curled around and went this way, and one of the checks flew right out the depository window and down and under my truck. And the lady closed the box and got the one check. And I said, there went one of my checks. I said, I'm going to have to try and get that. She's like, okay. So backed my truck up, got out, went up there. It was gone. Looked over, it's gone. I don't know where that check flew off to, but it was gone. And walked back up, and about that time, some lady came running up, and she's like, oh, did you find it? And I said, no, she must have saw the rat race from her car. She said, that's happened to me once. Let me help you find it. And she looked, so we're off, walking around the grass and the bank and the trees. And she got her on her hands and knees and looked under the car at the drive-thru next to me and looked under the truck. And I mean, we walked all the way out. I came back and, did you find it? No, I didn't find it. I said, which check do you have? And she held it up, and it was $800. And I'm like, well, I'm glad if one was going to fly away, it was the $500 check as opposed to the $800 check. So anyway, I pulled back up, and the lady backed up. Anyway, I drove around that whole bank. Never did find the check. So that is my Monday. How's your Monday? Anyway, things could be worse. Always think that. Things could be worse. But I want to talk about some exciting stuff coming up, and maybe some exciting stuff to help you secure a new client, meet some peers, do a little networking, see if you could create some opportunities for yourself. Come on back and join the conversation. Hi, this is Bryan Reynolds. You're listening to the Appraisal Update Podcast, brought to you as always the great folks over at Appraiser eLearning. You need some education? Check us out at appraisereLearning.com. We've got some exciting things coming up, and I'm just dying to talk about a couple of them, but I'm going to wait because they're not posted yet. You can't gain access to them. But believe me, I'm going to be talking about them very, very soon because I'm super excited. I'm also super excited for my guest, my good friend, Miss Teresa Walker. Teresa, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Bryan. How are you?
She never wants to do this. I'm doing great, Teresa. Thank you for asking, and more importantly, thank you for being here today. So talk to my viewers or listeners. She's like, nobody's going to see me, right? This is just an audio podcast. I said, well, that's true, but we did start kind of recording them, so somebody might see you. Not to make you uncomfortable, Teresa. I know you hate doing this, but, we probably only have, I don't know, a couple hundred listeners. I mean, there's only been 100,000 downloads of the podcast. So, I mean, not too many people.
Thanks, Bryan.
Not too many people. So tell me what's happening over at the NAA. What's the word on the street? What's the news? What's going on at NAA?
We've been busy, Bryan. You know that. The election results were in as of Friday, and we will be sending out emails tomorrow to let you know who the 2023 board members will be. I'm super excited about these new individuals and just happy to see that we got a good, diverse group, and can't wait to see what they bring to the organization.
Yeah, I'm excited
Next,
too. And I, as president, I got the honor, I suppose, of calling and letting folks know, how they did. And those are those are great calls because you're letting some folks know they won. They're going to be a board of director, and then they're sometimes challenging calls because unfortunately, not everyone can be elected. Right? We only had a certain amount of vacancies, and so you have to share some bad news with folks too. But everyone was very gracious, and I'm excited for the new board as you mentioned earlier. So you're going to announce that tomorrow. That'll be I don't know when this broadcast is going out, but that'll be Tuesday, February 28th, right?
that's correct. That's
Oh,
correct.
okay.
And I'm happy to say that we had more members vote on these elections than ever before, but we also had more candidates. We had 11 candidates, and we've never had that many. So, for those of you that did not win, please don't give up. We look forward to you submitting your name in the future.
And there's other ways that these folks can get involved, right? If someone wants to get involved and participate and contribute and utilize their skills to help the appraisal profession, because that's what NAA does. What are some other ways that the folks that ran that maybe didn't win, or some of my listeners that might want to get involved and make a difference in the appraisal profession, how can they get involved with the NAA?
Well, one of the best ways to get involved is through committee service. We have a ton of committee opportunities available. The incoming president, Josh Wallet, is actually looking to fill committee seats for his presidency. So if there's a committee that you are interested in serving on, please email me your request as soon as possible because he will be filling those seats soon. That really is the primary way. We You can always write a story for Focus. You can write stories for the Appraiser e-newsletter. You can just reach out to us and let us know what kind of things that you'd be interested in doing. We have the auctions at our uh, X conference and Appraisal Summit conferences, and we welcome participation at those. You can come help out at the booth. You can come help out at the NAA booth. You can offer your services at any of those functions.
Yeah, there really is endless possibilities of getting involved. I mean, we can always use people that want to roll up their sleeves and work and really contribute. Right? There's always
Yeah.
something to do, and not only is it really rewarding, it's helpful, and the more hands we have in a project, the easier the lifting is, if you will. I kind of laughed a little bit when you said auctions, and it just reminded me when we first started that auction, Miss Teresa. I'll never forget. I called Teresa, and this was just moments before an AX conference, just a few weeks. And I said, Teresa, I got a great idea. She said, would you quit thinking? And I said, no, I got a great idea. I want to have an auction. She said, now you mean for next year's AX, right? And I said, yes, but also for this year's. She's like, you're killing me. All right, what do you want, a live or a silent auction? And I said, yes, I want both. And then at the last minute before we hung up, or maybe I called you back, I don't remember, but I said, hey, I want to do a 50-50 too. And she's like, what's a 50-50? So Teresa, please tell my listeners, what is a 50-50?
Woo wee! That's probably one of our most exciting auctions. Um, if you put in $5, everybody puts in money, and at the end, we draw a ticket, and you win 50, and we win 50. And sometimes the winners give us the 50 that they won. So, because it all goes back to the Appraiser Relief Fund.
Yeah, yeah, but they don't have to. I mean, that they're entitled to keep their half. So that's the
Absolutely.
nature. And nobody's to frown upon that because that's what you're doing. You're taking a chance, right? So you
Exactly.
buy a ticket, and you can buy multiple tickets, and at the end of the afternoon, we will pull a ticket out. And if we pull your lucky ticket, then you get 50% of whatever the pot is. So if it's $1,000, you get $500. And the appraisal relief fund gets $500. And man, we have had a lot of fun with that. We've had a lot of success with that. And some folks have won money. And as you said, donated back, but some money have taken it and, helped kind of offset their expense during the conference, or maybe went and put it all on black or red or the number 20. Who knows, right? They may have gambled that away or had more success with it. So let's talk about that. We have a conference coming up, and it really is right around the corner. So tell everybody, first of all, what is ACTS, right? What is it, and where is it happening this year?
Well, I would say that ACTS has become NAA's annual conference, and that's where we do a lot of our business. Our officers are elected at that conference, um, and it's become a really fun event. It's not just your typical appraiser conference. We have lots of fun. A couple of the fun events that we have planned this year is we're doing a wine tasting on Friday. We have our local flavor night on Sunday, which just gives you just like a local perspective.
Right, right.
We're going to a restaurant that's in Old Town Sacramento. We also have a Sacramento River Cats ball game, which is actually their home opener for 2023. Um, we have events planned for appraiser trainees and supervisor. They're going to be doing their own little outings on Saturday, and we, besides the fun events, we also have some other conference sessions. We have a couple of CE sessions. We have partnered with the appraiser, with the Fannie Mae, to do the appraiser diversity initiative
Yeah,
workshop in
yeah.
Sacramento on Saturday. We have a state appraisal organization leadership meeting on Sunday. And some of the speakers for the conference include the GSEs, Dave Button, Jim Park. We have a real estate economics session, disaster appraising. We're doing a couple sessions on bias. And we also have our ever popular mock trial back. So we hope that this is an event that you plan on attending. It's it's April 1st through the 4th in Sacramento at the Holiday Inn downtown.
It's a great event. And so ACTS stands for the Appraiser Conference and Trade Show. And many years ago, the NAA said, let's start a conference that we move around the United States. And so we come to the appraiser, right? It's important to have the conference in Las Vegas every year. We do that in our fall conference, the Appraisal Summit, right? But this conference is a spring conference, and it moves around the country. It started in Nashville, Tennessee. That was our very first location. The following year, we were in Salt Lake City, Utah. Then we were in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, followed by Charleston, South Carolina. What a great event and venue there. And now this year it's in Sacramento, California. Again, Ms. Teresa said starting April 1st. And next year it's in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So we're excited about the future of this conference. It's going to continue to move around, and I feel get bigger and bigger with more momentum each year. It's continued to snowball, and we've really had some great events at the ACTS conference. So Teresa, if somebody watching right now or listening right now would like more information, or they'd like to register for the event, what do they need to do? How can they reach out to you, or is there a website they can go to register for this great event?
Sure, if you have some questions that you want directed to me, just email me at Teresa, that's Teresa, at naappraisers.org. Or if you just want general information on the ACTS conference, it's www.appraisersconference.net.
Very good. One other thing about to happen with NAA is we established the Appraiser of the Year award, and that's voted on once a year. That's presented at the ACTS conference. So tell the listeners a little bit about that and how that gets voted on, etc.
Well, we had a few people submit names for Appraiser of the Year. It's actually something that you instituted last year. And another thing that you instituted, should I say. And the nominations have come in, and I'll be sending them out to the board of directors, and they'll be voted on, and the award will be presented at the ACTS conference.
That's great. That's great. Teresa, thank you so much for all you do. I mean, you don't like doing this. You don't like being in the spotlight.
Not at all.
And I know that. So I do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule and day to join me so that we can communicate this great information to my listeners. But thank you for all that you do. This organization would be nowhere without you. And I think you know that. But I just wanted to say a personal thank you for all that you do. If somebody listening wants to reach out to you and pick your brain, or maybe give us a sponsorship or donate something for the auction or silent auction, how can they get a hold of Miss Teresa Walker?
Same way that I said before, Teresa, Teresa, at NAAappraisers.org, or they can call 210-570-4950.
Teresa, thanks for being here today. I know you hate it, but you did a great job as always. And thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your time to join me today. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Appraisal Update Podcast, brought to you by Appraiser eLearning. For Miss Teresa Walker, I'm your host, Bryan Reynolds. Stay safe, make some money. Until next time, happy appraising.
The Appraisal Update Podcast is brought to you by Appraiser eLearning.